Hello, everyone. So let's get started. This is AGP Contest April 2026 edition. And the theme is, as you can see, Arrakis, the Great Houses, and Vehicle. Okay, so this month we have four special guests. As special guests, sorry for the English here. We have Alex Jay Brady over here. Hello, Alex.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and thank you for taking the time.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I'll go so you can do like a brief introduction of yourself. I have here your ArtStation open. Not sure if you want to show anything else, but I think if you want to talk a bit how you get in concept art, how you get started on this designer life. If you want to say something about it, would be nice.
So I always enjoyed sort of science fiction and drawing. I didn't do very well in school. I ended up going to art college, which was great. I loved it. And then I went to Coventry University to do car design, but I was terrible at car design. I was never any good. So I ended up sort of doing sci-fi artwork for little mobile app games and drawing little swords and all sorts of stuff. And slowly over time, just did more and more of that. And just bigger and bigger projects over time until, doing this kind of stuff. Although this is 10 years ago now. And then moved into sort of more like product design. And lately I found that work has completely dropped off. So I just do Patreon and commissions and stuff for people. So yeah, not really sure what to do now, but that's my career in a nutshell.
Yeah. Do you think any of this is due, like lacking work is due to AI or something like that? Or
I think some of it probably is. Probably some of it's just due to me being an annoying person. People are like, I don't really think I need that kind of hassle in my life when they're working on some project. But I think, possibly some of it is due to AI. I think AI is shrinking the industry in a way, perhaps analogous to what happened in the 70s when digital watches started to come out and the Swiss watch industry just collapsed because they were making what had now suddenly become luxury items when before they'd been kind of necessities and tools and so on. So I feel like I'm going through a kind of reorganization like that myself, where I guess my work goes from being a necessity for for companies to design stuff to like a luxury product, or even just like busking. I'm doing the equivalent of busking, or I'm doing artwork and people, if they like it, cost me a coin. So that feels like where it's heading for me, for sure.
Yeah, but we heard every time some news that people are getting layoffs, big layoffs on design studios, concept art studios. But
yeah, my LinkedIn is just a complete graveyard of people just desperately trying to get work, same as me, just posting like, I'm struggling to make rent and I've got a kid and all this. I mean, I completely understand. I'm in the same boat. So it's rough to see, especially when the company seems to post record profits and then lay everybody off. I think, if these are the people that are in charge of AI, do I believe that they're going to lay us all off and then to save costs, then they're going to like support us all from the goodness of their own hearts out of charity? I don't think so. I don't think there's any kind of AI utopia waiting for us. I think these people are going to try and just get rid of us, save as much money as they can, and then I think they see us as a sort of vermin that needs to be removed from messing up their planet. So that's what I think about it. Not very optimistic, I'm afraid.
No, and this is sad, but I'm just wondering I'm not sure if it's all about AI, but I think I can agree and can be sure about it. It's all about profit. But if you don't have people, even people with your talent, look at this. For those who used AI, it's not like a magical button, you just press and get things on. And I'm just wondering if they get rid to get more profit, how will they do things like this? How achieve like a level like this? Who will be in charge to do all these things? It's kind of, it doesn't make much sense in my head,
I think there's a sort of movement I've been seeing within the industry where there's been huge layoffs due to AI being kind of mandated by the management, and then they're finding it's causing a lot of problems, and you have to have sort of system level guys or people who can manage the system and correct its errors and stuff. But there's still only going to be one of those for what would have been 100 people before and stuff. So I'm really not sure. I mean, it feels like we're rushing headlong into this. A few people are going to get very, very rich, and almost everyone else is going to suffer. So I don't know. Maybe we need some kind of nationalized system. I really have no clue how to. I mean, my own personal approach is I don't use it in my work. Just it's almost like an aesthetic thing now. I just think it reminds me a bit of using steroids. I don't use them. If other people want to use steroids, it's none of my business. I like running. If people want to drive 10 miles, there's no real achievement in that for me. But if you run 10 miles, that's you put in that work. But ultimately, who cares? No, I just don't use AI because I like doing it this way. It's almost like I don't use AI to cook my breakfast. You know what I mean? It's something I enjoy doing. So
yeah, totally agree. So about
things haven't changed. It's always been a kind of cutthroat business. You're showing some work on the screen there that I did and was never paid for.
Really?
So it's always been pretty cutthroat. Yeah. Some of this even turned up in the film. I remember there was a few frames at the start that actually showed some of the stuff I'd done, and I never got credit or nothing. So it was always kind of pretty cutthroat.
Whoa, this is even crazy here. Yeah, I mean, you did it here. It's like I clicked this because I find it amazing. I wanted to see it bigger, but I didn't know this backstory. What a sad thing to hear.
Luc Besson, if you ever see this, you're into me for $8,000.
It's Luc Besson. Sorry. Yeah, please, Luc Besson. This is not fair and not fair. This is not acceptable. Look at this. If you've used this and you didn't pay for it, this is crazy.
The stuff they used, if you scroll way down, there's like a Chinese ship, because it's the idea of the scene was that we jump forward every few decades to show a kind of dominant culture. And at first it's the US, and then it's China, and then I think latterly it's India. And then at the very last sequence, it's almost like an alien human federation. In that particular folder you were looking at, the stuff they used was way down the bottom. So it wasn't kind of the more crazy stuff. But yeah, there's definitely a couple of frames from the opening scene that... Anyway, I'm grinding my axe when we should be getting on to that.
Okay, thank you for all that. I think this discussion is pretty important, if I may say. It's not a good thing to talk about, of course, but I would like...
And for legal reasons, these are all satirical comments, and it's all alleged, and nothing has been proven. In case someone's seen me.
I was checking with my kid your portfolio, and I was showing you the things that you have done. And I was checking this one, which I was discussing with him. How the hell you get this thing? How this is like such an amazing... Sorry, but an amazing image, and I don't even know.
Oh, thank you.
How would you achieve this? It would such a hard task to put all this much of details and still make like such a beautiful image. And the thing that I really enjoyed when I showed him, look, and the sentence that I said, the phrase, sorry, but you said make it happen first and then make it real, or make it better. Sorry, I misquote that, but then I find this one, look how she started, This start from this one, and then you get, in the end, you get to this. Look how crazy it is. And I find this concept really cool.
Yeah, that's how I always work. I have a kind of idea in mind, and then we'll just draw the most basic biro sketches usually, and then just kind of keep developing it and pushing it forward. This one took a lot. I still don't see this as finished. It's more like a kind of an ongoing effort, but just this idea of in the story by Stephen Baxter, the owners of the universe have discovered that there's no future, that the universe is going to inevitably be destroyed, and they can't stop it, even with all their power. They're like gods, and they decided to make it a door out of the universe. And I wanted to figure out what that might look like. This gigantic structure, they use galaxies as their kind of bricks that they're building the structure from. So it's just unimaginably huge and old. What would this strange... It's almost like a black hole, but a black hole that has no event horizon. What would that look like? So I'm still kind of trying to get my head around that, really. And these are the results so far. Just kind of how to kind of put that all in a single image. And as you can see, loads of failed attempts and different approaches and stuff. So, like I say, this one definitely still, being worked on.
But it's really cool that you share this here. I find like the first image, of course, probably the final one, the first one, is it's just amazing. But it's awesome to see the process and everything that you explain. You can tell it from just watching. Of course, it's great to have an explanation, but you can see like a storytelling of how it was put together, and this is pretty cool. And I find this like a way to everyone to try this kind of thing, this concept.
Oh yeah,
so cool.
Totally. I mean, just like, I think that I picked up that phrase from somewhere else. It was just a kind of little, truism, just saying make it first and then make it good later. So you've got the idea down, you've written it down, or you've sketched it, and then your subconscious will be working on it, and you might have another idea, another push, and just in fact, this is a drawing my daughter did whilst we were sketching.
Cool.
And that helped me a lot, kind of imagining this thing spiraling down and everything, all the stars and galaxies spiraling into it and disappearing into who knows where they go. I guess left us to imagine.
I'll have to write down the phrase itself, so I'll stop saying it wrong. I'll have to write it here.
I'm not sure I said it right. I think it's literally one of those like live, life, love kind of posters, motivational posters, but it was something along those lines that I found helpful. Just get it started. To have anything amazing on day one or even month one. I mean, as I said, I've been working on this for ages and it's still just kind of in progress. But that's the luxury of working on your own stuff. Is you can push it as long as you want to, really.
Yeah. No, pretty cool. Do you wanna?
This is all thanks to my patrons, I should say. Big shout out to my Patreons for all of this stuff. It only exists because of them sponsoring me. So.
That's awesome. Do you want to select, before we go to the entry review, do you want to still select your favorite work from here? You want to show us?
I guess we should probably look at the Dune stuff, just because I can kind of...
This one?
Yeah, that's all the Dune stuff in one big folder. So yeah, Sandworm, the sort of star of the first book, I guess. This giant force of nature. I've always loved deserts. When I was a kid, I grew up in hot countries, and I've always loved the arid desert. And something about this gigantic. I mean, I think even watching Beetlejuice as a kid, I was like, that was the part I liked the most. The sandworm part, and on this weird world. So, which I obviously learned later was inspired by Dune. It's always been something in my mind to do a proper sandworm. Having loved the books since I was a kid, so that was the first place I started. I think just hit that, and then started fleshing out each place that I imagined would be kind of the places that different houses come from. This is Caladan. This was inspired by, I was a bit older kid. I lived in the west coast of Scotland. So I really kind of dug into that experience for this one. It's kind of dark and moody weather and cold sea. I could really imagine Paul Atreides being about my age and kind of escaping to the sand dunes with the kids from the village, perhaps thinking he slipped the security forces, even though I'm sure Gurney would be like watching him, through a telescope or something. But I could well imagine his childhood spent here among these sand dunes before going to Arrakis.
Awesome.
More exploration of Caladan, as you can see. Things changed in my mind. I was gratified to see as well that the movie kind of hewed quite close to this vibe. I think I did this a few years before the film. I was definitely
this one, right?
Yeah, this was about 2019. So they were probably still working on the movie about that time, which came out in 21. But I was, gratified to see that I wasn't too far off what they chose to go with in the film.
I would say this probably was one of their references.
I can never tell. I really can never guess if they've been doing stuff like if they know my stuff, or if they're just on the same. I mean, we're both working from the same.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's copied or anything like that. I'm just saying that, you have like the books, you have all the references. If I'm not wrong, Herbert is not that graphical, right? He doesn't do like lots of descriptions.
Very, very true. Yeah, he leaves it open to you to kind of. I mean, he gives you little sections of very intense detail, but then lets you kind of flesh it out yourself, which is one of the reasons I like his writing, actually. Because he's not just a science fiction
It's
world builder. His writing is actually very useful in places. Nice to read. So.
It's not like Tolkien, right? Tolkien describes every tiny thing in the scene.
They do have a very different approach. I always found I loved The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, obviously, and kind of went from reading Lord of the Rings, my first big book when I was a kid, to Dune almost straight afterwards, I think. So they're very close to me in my mind, for sure. But I think Dune felt more, what's the word really? I don't know. It tickled something in me that I didn't really care about the politics in Middle Earth that much beyond, the goodies and the baddies. Whereas Dune, it felt more complex in a way that I enjoy, especially after book one. Book one kind of sweetens it a bit. It makes it this kind of fun adventure that a boy or a girl of about 12, 13, 14 might easily get into, because that's the kind of reader insert character. But after that, it goes completely in a different direction, which I found much more challenging and difficult, but also very, very, something about it was very decent. Because I read Dune 1, and then I was given Chapter House as a present, and I didn't know there was a series. I was like, okay, another Dune, oh, great. Read Chapter House, was completely baffled what was going on. They're constantly talking about the Tyrant and Leto, and then obviously I read the other books in the series, and it was kind of like it was like reading a historical document first and then going back in time. So I had a thoroughly enjoyable experience reading Dune multiple times through, and now the audiobooks as well. I love God Emperor. It's my favorite, I think, after the first one. There's some highliners, some guild highliners. I imagine the coin was some kind of reference to the guild's monopoly on interstellar logistics. So you kind of see this gigantic gold coin. It represents their power, and also perhaps a toll booth, which feels very relevant now. We've got the Straits of Hormuz in the news all the time now, in Iran, extracting coin from whoever goes through it. It really feels very, very relevant. You can see that Frank Herbert was on the pulse there. Sort of Harkonnen stuff, inspired by Spanish and Italian fascist architecture. The Thopters, of course, the bird planes of Dune. I love the ones in the movie where they kind of made them like dragonflies, like helicopters. Very smart choice, I think. They were much more kind of believable, I guess. It would have been a nightmare to animate a lot of these and make them not look silly. But I just wanted to kind of do the avian style ones. These are more insect, actually. I copied the wing mechanism from a beetle that kind of unfolds twice. But a lot of them, to make a fully flapping bird wing. I think even in the books, he just said they were jet propelled and used the wings as kind of as you would on any plane. But to do a proper avian ornithopter was a challenge that I wanted to sort of get my teeth into. So that's what a lot of this stuff is. It just goes on and on. So you might have to kind of scroll and stop at certain points along the way. There's a lot of stuff there, not all of it.
Oh, this one is more similar to the idea of the dragonfly, right?
Yeah, I think I kind of did. It almost looks like a Soviet version of what we used
true. The body.
Ugliness of it.
Well, no, just
all very, very quick 3D models. Nothing that took more than an hour or two to make. So I'm trying to get through as many ideas as I can. I figure it's kind of a numbers game. If you throw enough basketballs at the hoop, one of them's going to go in eventually. You know what I mean?
Well, awesome. Do you want to go all the way down here in the scroll, or?
I would say scroll quickly and stop at anything you feel like is worth it. But
there are so many things that I find cool. I'll stop every time. Look at this. Wow.
I really wanted to give the sense that the worm was almost like a pyroclastic flow or a tornado, an F5 tornado, like this force of nature. It's not just an animal. I imagine it to be this just absolutely unstoppable. And the more angry it gets, the hotter it gets and stuff. So it kind of has this infinite. It's like the Hulk in the Ang Lee Hulk movie. The more cross he gets, the more strong and bigger he gets. And I thought that was a cool idea. More Thopters. This was one of several attempts at Baron Harkonnen's personal residence on Giedi Prime. Did a few of these.
Amazing.
So there's one I did like this that was pure vibes, and then the other one was based on a description in Heretics of Dune, what their kind of gigantic fortress looked like on Giedi Prime.
There's
all designed around the idea of them being above everyone else, you know.
This Great Wall. It's called it like this. You have this one. I find this is great.
I saw someone on Twitter say that maybe they thought this was the original surface of the planet before it was heavily industrialized, and I thought that was a really cool idea. Because I envisaged this as being, you know, stolen from Earth or stolen from a nice, or bought from a nice.
So you took it from another planet.
World. Well, that was in my mind. I imagine they've paid the guild this tremendous amount of money to kind of ship this thing here from somewhere else. But someone commented and said, "Oh, well, I think maybe it's the surface of the planet was completely milled away by industry, apart from this one reserve." And I thought that was a really cool idea. So maybe go with that.
This is awesome. The concept is
this one seems
cool. It's crazy.
I mean, this is like class war taken to the final, you know, nth degree, isn't it? Like everyone lives in this kind of polluted mega city below, and apart from the super rich who live in these preserves, it's this accelerated version of what we see in our own world.
We're probably heading there to this future. This one is also pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, Frank really drew a lot from the past. The feudal past lasted a lot longer than our recent experiment with democracy. Yeah. And seems to be trying to reassert itself all the time, especially now.
So many things. I'm just scrolling a bit quicker now. Oh, again, this is cool.
Well, I don't want to waste your viewers' time. I mean, I can give them the link to all this stuff.
I'm just saying that we're in the middle of the scroll and we have so many cool things. I would really invite everyone to check Alex ArtStation. And this is your main page, if I may say. Do you have another portfolio besides Instagram?
I need to move to Kara. But I just haven't had the mental bandwidth to get it sorted.
I thought Kara.
I was going to move that. That's been on my to-do list for ages. So maybe it's not. Maybe that's how far off the pulse I am.
Gotcha. Awesome. What do you think if we move to the entry review? We go all through the entries. Let's go.
Get into it.
Everyone comes to. This is a single post, if I may say, on ArtStation. You have many more. And we have like awesome stuff. So please go ahead and check Alex ArtStation page. And so,
if you want to see more, join my Patreon for $1.
Even better. Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah. Even better. Join the Patreon. Okay. So the thing is, as I said in the beginning, we're having this theme. The prompt itself is Arrakis, the great houses and vehicles. So it's Dune environment, Dune universe, reality. And here we go.
This is beautifully presented. Very Dune. Very clearly made by a person, which that's kind of one of the aspects that we're judging on. So I'm gonna be judgy, and I think it's great. I love the sketches. I love the reference material, the research, and the presentation is fantastic. You know, the map and the worm. What a beautiful piece of graphics. Really caught my eye. I love the video as well that they did. So I think they nailed this. It's really nice. There we go. So yeah. Very, very Arrakis. It fits with the Lynch Dune, I think. This kind of awkward clockwork vibe that the Lynch Dune machines had. This really fits well with it. That's great. Great presentation. Well done, Leo. Very nice.
And if I get it wrong in the credits, he's responsible for the 3D animation and music. He did it all.
Wow, respect. You'll go far. See, this is it. You don't need AI. I mean, AI, I'm sure you can get very quick results, and it's very, very impressive. But look at this. This is made by just effort and imagination, and it's just something cool about it. I really like it. We're going to read down underneath it says it was made AI, aren't we? I'm going to get tripped up. No, I really like this one. One of my favorites for sure.
Cool. So
Am I missing? Are we moving on too quickly? I mean, I'm happy to stay on that one if you want to. If you feel like I'm kind of rushing on.
sorry, no, about the comments, man, the feedback.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything else you think I've missed. Oh yeah, let's have a look at the text. So the Lubillon, its mission is to rouse the giant sandworms and lead them into battle. Ah, okay, that's clever. So it perhaps has this kind of Holtzman generator thing on the back, and that irritates the sandworms. They chase it, and you can lead them into your enemies. Love it.
Yeah, no.
I'm glad we stayed on this one. Actually, that's really cool. It's like a game piece in. I used to play Dune as a kid on the Amiga 500, I think, or early PC, and kind of a strategy.
Dune 2000 or Dune 2. I remember playing that on the 90s.
Maybe I'm mixing the two up. Yeah, but yeah, I remember playing that with my friends. Got 25, 30 years ago now, and this kind of felt like a piece that you could have included in that.
Yeah,
like this would be a unit that you deploy. Very, very nice. Good stuff.
And about how much you want to say about the entry, it's up to you. You're the specialist, okay? So I can't point out.
Well, this one really, yeah. I mean, feel free, go ahead. But yeah, this one jumped off the page at me for sure.
No, I don't have much to add. Come on. I mean, everything you said, I think I totally agree. And people are not here to hear my opinion. They're here to see yours. So, and I totally agree with what you said. It's pretty cool. It's one of my favorites.
I think this is complete. You know, it shows everything you want to see. I give this an A.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you come again?
Oh, I just said I give this one an A.
Oh,
this is kind of mine.
Yeah, sure.
Imagining we're back in class or something.
Nice. Can we move to the next one?
Sure.
Okay, this is the third one.
Another good one.
Harkonnen Tactical Bomber.
So this, I think, particularly from the central image, you instantly know this is Dune and these are Harkonnens, which I think itself is a win. Well done. You just tell. You know exactly the DNA of the Harkonnen aesthetic and Arrakis, and even the little guys below. You can tell they're all, if not Sardaukar, then the Baron's own troops. It just gives off Harkonnen. I love it. Really, really good stuff. Again, this looks like a unit from a tactical game.
Yeah, true.
A strategy game, sorry. And I think this was completely human-made, no AI, which I'm going to give a little bump to. And I love to see a lens flare. I'm a big old-school lens flare fan.
Yeah. It works on desert, right? When you have like desert scenes and you have the sun, it works really well.
Oh, yeah. So I thought this was terrific. I really like this one. Who was this made by? I can't see a name on it.
The name, sorry?
Yes. Do you know who the artist was on this one?
Normally I don't put it on here. We do have the name.
Oh, okay.
Normally we don't.
Well, all I say was congrats to the artist. I thought they did a great job. I love the renders. I'd like to see more sketches, unless this was designed straight into 3D. Constructed and rendered in Blender. But if there are any sketches, it's always fun just to see the little, even if it's just the smallest little biro doodle, with some initial ideas, just to sort of show you a bit of a process. I guess that's the only thing I would really kind of mark down on it. How did you get to this design? Is there any other alternatives that you could have tried? Where would you maybe go next with it? That kind of thing. But I'd give this a strong B. I think this is a solid piece of work. I like it.
Mm-hmm. No, totally agree. Some people, following the descriptions that we receive, there are some people nowadays that don't start from a sketch. It's amazing. They really dive into Blender and go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's legit. I often, if I'm doing stuff that has to, maybe it's very, it's important to fit everything within a certain package. I'll start with 3D and try and rearrange all the objects to fit inside it and stuff, and then sketch over the top or whatever. So, yeah, it's not a hard and fast way of doing things. I just like to see kind of show you're working. You know what I mean? But I thought this was solid. Even if by sketches I mean the earlier models. The very very simple models, at the very very start, test renders. Experiments that failed but are interesting, things like that. I like to see all of that stuff. So, but this was a solid presentation, and it kind of, as I say, the fact that it's Harkonnen is incredibly obvious, and I thought that was well done. So, yeah, nice.
Yeah. No, cool. Yeah.
It'd be nice to see a fleet of these flying through space or down. In fact, it reminded me of the book, there's ships that they literally fall down out of space and just crush things. I think they're literally called crushers, which probably why they didn't have that in the movies that maybe they did. I missed them, but
I don't remember.
I remember them being these big flat boxes that just fell down and squashed things. And this kind of reminds me a bit of that. So yeah, pretty cool. It definitely summoned the vibe when I was reading the book. It's kind of a gritty, grimy, bondagey Harkonnens and their kind of aesthetic that they like to fly around in. It's good stuff.
Cool. Next one, shall we?
Sure. So cool design and nice presentation, but it seems if you zoom in, all the text is AI, and it's hard to know how much was done by a person, I guess. I mean, does anyone care? I'm just kind of, I'm always curious. I think because it jumps off the page as like a really finished, well-rendered image, but did that just get spat out by a prompt, or was that made by someone? I really don't know. The text looks like it's a bit AI as well. Like
totally.
So it's trying to say stuff, but you can see that there's spelling mistakes, and I don't know. Was this just spat out from a prompt? I don't know, but you know, it looks cool. So again, I guess this is the future, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of a nice design, but I feel kind of sad that AI is kind of is taking over. I suppose it really makes me feel like a dinosaur for sure. But it's hard to know what to say, really. Like, well done to the AI.
That's a good point. Great point.
It's like, you know, running a marathon versus driving 25 miles. Do I applaud someone for driving 25 miles? Not really. Whereas someone who's run a marathon, I think is, you know, they've achieved the same thing, but in a very different way that I have more respect for, I guess. So, but again, who gives a fuck? Well, I'm sure the director of the film, when he's trying to save money, or the producer, she's trying to save money. This kind of stuff is a great way of saving money. But
for the sake of profit and other things, okay, I understand. Like a company asking for this kind of thing, or if you're working for a company where you have to send dozens of designs and you end up by having speeding things up by doing this kind of thing. Okay, I understand. Do I agree? Not sure, but okay, I understand. But the thing in this one, to me, as you said, is who's responsible for it? You know, in a contest standpoint, doesn't make much sense. You know, in my head at least, because when you compare to the other competitors who might have used a bit of AI or not even use it at all, but when you put this one, it looks amazing, looks really great. But I mean, it's about doing it yourself. You know, I have big part of it, of the contest itself, is to do it yourself. And I can't tell from this one, looking to this one, I'm not sure. Not even the boards was done by the person, you know? I guess.
And if we're going to use AI, fine, I guess. But maybe let's see some of its amazing abilities. Like maybe you could have done more versions, you know, kind of showing how your sketches were transformed into the final rendering. You know, again, I'd like to see the sketches. But, you know, it's a tough one, really.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, okay, you want to deliver like a finished image like this, but would be nice to see the sketches. Where did they come from, you know? Oh, you did some sketches, would be nice to see the doodles and things like that. So we can tell what the machine done and what you have done, you know? That would be cool. Great. Moving to next one.
So this couldn't be more different. This is entirely manual, kind of what I guess we're going to call the old school way of doing things. This is how I work. Sketches, ideas, lots of different outlines, kind of traditional, quick outline sketches I like a lot. Let's read the text. So, sorry, can we zoom out again? I just want to read the actual.
Sure, sorry.
So I start with the silhouettes and basic shapes and establish the overall form and ensure the design reads clearly at a glance. Very good. This ship is a low-flying skimmer crafted for the Atreides family, so I aim for a sleek, noble feel, a hawk among lesser birds. I then move into rough sketching to refine the structure and proportions, working entirely in Procreate with fully manual, no AI process. Love it. I think this is great. Nice kind of traditional example of kind of concept art, and it's obviously done quickly, efficiently. You can imagine the director might come in and say, "Oh, I love this, but lose this. Give me some of this. I need a nice door that we can shoot, show the people getting in and out. So can you do that?" Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this is solid stuff. I would give this a B plus. I think this is nice, and really not terribly many issues with it. I think it's maybe it'd be nice to see if there was time. It'd be nice to see kind of it doing its thing in action. Like once you've done the design, it's quite fun to kind of what would it be like flying across the sand? What would it look like wrecked? What would it look like being repaired, being rescued in a narrative scene? Like imagine, kind of this thing's crashed and Paul and Jessica have run out the back and run away across the sand while the sandworm bears down on them or something. So once you've done your design, it's fun to kind of create these little narrative ways of using your work. That's always fun. So that would be kind of my next recommendation to them. Like go and have some fun, maybe build a 3D model and start putting it into some narrative scenes. Would be my sort of direction. But good stuff and nice boards, good presentation. This person clearly knows what they're doing. I think this is, again, it shows you don't really need AI. If you can come up with this without it, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, no, totally. I just think the next step that you suggested is awesome, but maybe due to time, people kind of join the contest when of course, they don't have much time left to do it, or they don't have much free time to work on it. So I find amazing when someone jumps in like this.
I wanted to explain why I didn't give it an A. It's just because there's probably more potential there that could be mined to get that A grade. But it's not like the work itself is insufficient. It's just kind of on the way there. But yeah, lovely. I think nice stuff.
Perfect. Okay. Now we can go to this one, Black Scarab.
So this is almost an example of what I would say the other one needs to do. Like it shows you fade Raltha with it, and it sort of gives you an example of this thing flying across the surface. I think this would be my advice to the previous one. Do more like this. So the blurb is, this brutalist vehicle channels fade Raltha and Harkonnen through sharp, aggressive geometry, very good, and low dominant stance. Its tracked base grinds across Arrakis while exposed turbines suggest raw power and sudden speed. Designed in Blender and rendered in Viscom, it embodies intimidation, control, and industrial brutality. So, yeah, this is pretty much exactly what I would tell the previous person to do. Very good. Yeah, I like this stuff. There you go. This is what I'm talking about. Nice.
And this one fits all the keywords from the theme, You have I have no doubt about being on Arrakis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've done a great job. They've designed it with a kind of strategy in mind. They've done a few images of it being used, and then they've put it into a narrative scene like this. Very good. Excellent.
Cool.
I mean, let me stay on this one a little bit longer.
Of course.
I guess, obviously we didn't have much time. The competition was kind of you don't have the endless amounts of time. I guess you could perhaps work on the details more. Like maybe it needs a bit more in terms of grab handles, and what else would you need when you're on Arrakis? Kind of, toughen it up a bit. Like, you often see like the Paris Dakar truck we looked at earlier. It's got big bull bars, and it's kind of adapted to the desert some. Whereas these renders look like this is something that he would have on his home world. His badass sports car that he cruises around in. Kind of reminds me of the cars that Saddam Hussein's sons had. These Koenig special BMWs and whatnot. But the son of the warlord always had some crazy car. This kind of gives me that vibe. So maybe for Arrakis, it's a bit more adapted to the desert. But overall, I think pretty solid stuff. I like this one.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
No, B plus.
B plus. I like the scoring system that you're proposing. It's a good way of balancing and bringing some comparison level of things,
I mean, there's no objective good or bad. I mean, I'm just kind of saying whatever comes into my head, but that's what came into my head. I think this is a strong B.
yeah, it's about feeling, right? And you're the artist here. I mean, it's nice to bring this kind of value or evaluation. Actually, it's cool.
And yeah, I would
Perfect.
say if you wanted to take it further to get the A, just add some more, a bit more detail. But again, that's just time. That can just be time, you know. So
Yeah.
good stuff.
Okay, great. Now, Medusa. Yeah, that's right,
Yeah, I love
Medusa.
this one. This is an absolute banger. I think it's a great piece of work. Create and procreate. I love the sketches. I love the how it shows you how it works very intuitively. I prefer this to the design of the one in the movie. I think this could easily be concept art for the movie. It's terrific, great style. Love the design. Love the renders. Yeah, really really strong stuff. I think this is good work. I love that third image as well. They've done this kind of up shot showing it from below, like what a person down on the ground would see. Really good. So artistic. All done by hand. This is a terrific piece of work.
If I may add, I think this one is from a design standpoint, this is clever. You know, it's better than having like a heavy machine on ground as
I think
the
so.
normal
Yeah.
one, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then the spice is extracted in that big balloon thing, and then I guess it goes back to work. I think it's really good stuff. I enjoy it. And that's just a banger image. That's just quality. Yeah, I give this an A. I think this is strong stuff. Good design, good presentation. They went into it with a strategy and kind of knew what they wanted to make. Again, it'd be nice to see more doodles and sketches. And if they just went straight into it and this is the totality of what they've got, that's absolutely fine. But I just love seeing process and things like that. And that would be my minor quibble, I guess. But no, good stuff. Maybe a 3D model if you really fancy to go nuts with it. Now you've designed it. It's a shame to have such a good design and not kind of take it further. You know, put it in some narrative scenes and stuff. Again, what would one look like? In use, being attacked by Shai Hulud, and so on. But that's just optional stuff. I think this is good stuff. I like it a lot. Very nice.
Yeah, cool, perfect.
Very creative.
Yeah, I thought so. I think this is maybe it's one of the most creative from all the entries, right? Maybe.
And it instantly, you know, where it's set, what the universe it's in. It couldn't be anything else.
Yeah, true.
They've nailed it. Very good stuff.
Okay, that's it.
And what's next? Okay.
And now we have Dune. I think it's Imperial. I think this is a typo, right?
I'm not going to criticize spelling mistakes ever.
No. I'm not criticizing. I'm just not English native. No, I'm just wondering if there's.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Emporial, Imperial, I guess. But
Imperial.
Gonna...
Dissonance. Maybe some typo. Okay.
So does that suggest that it uses some kind of sound effect to fly? Kind of like dissonance being like a discordant sound? Kind of interesting idea.
We have a video. Let me play it.
Yeah, let's have a look at the vid. So I believe this was AI based on their sketches.
Kling AI. The video, it's totally AI. Kling AI.
Yeah. So this again, I think that is the future, isn't it? You do a sketch and you get the AI to make a video like that for you. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's quite different, the sketches to the AI. The design looks very different. I don't know if the AI took liberties or... I mean, I kind of prefer the sketch. I like the little spirit of ecstasy on the front. The ship carries my authority for... Sorry, can I just even look at the text? Empires endure only if their bloodline does. This vessel exists to remind the universe of that truth. Okay, so this is the Carino Emperor's personal kind of aesthetic. Cool. See, these sketches are really good. I think these are nice.
Mm-hmm.
This ship carries my authority forward and shelters what I value most. Yeah. Good old school, we're going to call it, even though these are kind of, to me, they look modern, but old school star sketches. I like that a lot. Be nice to see it in different configurations, like landing, loading, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, perhaps in a sort of narrative environment again. They sort of suggest Arrakis on sketch, but yeah, pretty cool. And what's these sketches? Are they the interior?
I guess so. I have some sort of seat over here.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this is the kind of the control deck. Gotcha. Gotcha. Again, nice stuff. Quick sketches. I like how you can see the progression from very, very simple concept sketch to more complicated to fleshing the idea out. Good stuff. I like that. Good practice. And what have we got here? Is this a cross sections?
This is
Very interesting design. Completely unique.
this is a Blender model.
Okay, I see. And they've done screen caps and then.
I think so.
I find their writing hard to read.
Yeah.
So the actual design is interesting. He really mixes like a palace with like a gunship. I guess that's sort of the thing the Emperor would like to show. His power isn't just pure brute force, it's kind of also elegance and prestige. Yeah, this is good stuff. I think the sketches really are nice. I don't think it needed the AI video personally, but the sketches are cool. I give this a solid B.
I'm just wondering about the coherence of each sketch. You know, I'm just trying to check if they kind of are a whip, but I'm having a hard time to connect like which one is the first one, where it started,
Yeah,
the final outcome, and it's kind of
I hear you.
it's
I
kind
hear
of
you.
confusing. It's like an ideation board, but I don't get. Maybe this one is the final shot, but
Yeah,
that's all I can. I can't connect to the other parts because you have this kind of like, I'm not sure. This is like a canon. Not sure.
that
Maybe.
feels like the start. Like they sketched that first, and then they did the pen sketches of the interior, and then they did the kind of more kind of car design dynamic style exteriors last, maybe. Again, like you say, I think this could do with a bit more just to draw everything together. Like you've got some pretty cool ideas here. Let's just tie it all up with a nice little bow. And I don't think the AR video really did it justice. I think it just needs a few more kind
Just checking if the
fully
video,
refined style.
the design of the video. I have like this triangle here, and how you call this? This is like from a ship. Where
Yeah, like the prow.
prow. It's called prow. How you call it? Sorry.
Bow or a prow?
I'm
Yeah.
okay. No. Thank you. I'm just wondering how it looks. It's kind of similar. You have some shapes that kind of you have on both, on the sketch and over here. You know, can see part of it.
Yeah, that's definitely the one they fed into the machine for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me a bit of Stargate, actually.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Kind of bit of a Dune vibe to the Stargate aesthetic.
Okay, so this is. Do you want to say anything else on this one?
So doodles on paper, blend
the next one. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant to go to the next one.
Yeah.
So that one, I think, interesting ideas. I would tie it together more because, like you say, the
previous one. Right?
Yeah, we're looking at the one before. Yeah, the previous one, and just because the sketches at the bottom right are a completely different style to the exterior. So it'd be nice to see kind of interior from that exterior. So there's lots of these kind of reminds me of Scott Robertson style. And maybe bring that back to the interior again. But yeah, it's nice stuff for sure. Nice page. Lots of thoughts gone into that, you can tell.
Okay. Next one.
Doodles on paper, Blender blockout, and a sketch on render process in Procreate and PS. That's my bread and butter for sure. The design is a brutal machine built to fight sandworms and unshielded enemies using huge plasma cannons. It does exactly what it says on the tin. I like the approach, the sketches, lots and lots of side views, just figuring out different configurations. That's always fun. And going through lots of different ideas quickly, and then you choose the one you like the best and build it out, and then put it into a narrative scene. I always find that to be a fun process. I think it's just pretty nice. It doesn't say Dune that much to me. It's sort of tracks and a big gun, but I enjoy the process they went through. I guess it's Harkonnen, so it's got to be kind of more menacing. Yeah, what am I saying? I think this is pretty Dune, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I can imagine this trundling along next to the harvester, kind of trying to keep it safe. Maybe it fails, like this is the brand new technology that the Harkonnens are bringing in to protect the harvester, and Shia just completely eats it. That'd be cool to see.
I see some resemblance with the sandworm. Maybe like would be this like
Yeah,
a sandworm industrial version?
yeah, there is a certain kind of sandwormy vibe. Maybe it's sort of, I mean, it's designed to fight sandworms, so I think that makes sense. It's good stuff, though. I think this is fun. This would be cool in the game as well, like a giant unit that you can control, or you can get on it and run around inside and stuff. It'd be awesome. Imagine you can control this fight in the sandworm. That'd be hella cool.
Yeah. Well, this is the last one. If you want to do your final words about this one, this is it. This is all the entries.
This actually reminds me a bit of the Dune concept art from the Jodorowsky, or Jodorowsky, my pronunciation sucks, I'm sorry, aborted film that they never made. This kind of reminds me of Chris Foss's sketches for that, which I like. And again, they went into it with a clear strategy. They did the process, the sketches, through to the renders. I mean, it's solid. Not really much to sort of take away from it, really. Again, I'd probably like to see more detail. Maybe the sides of the hull could do with more graphics, wear and tear. Maybe seeing it in a narrative scene, like it's being attacked and it's fighting, would be cool. You've got these giant guns. It seems a shame not to see them blasting the sandworm in the face.
Yeah,
apart from that, I think
true. That's true. It would be a nice scene for sure for a game. It really works well in a game.
Yeah, it's very gamey, and I think it reminds me a bit of in Evangelion, where they drive the warships into the mouth of that angel and fire the guns off at the same time. I could see something like that happening. A pretty entertaining image. So that would be my recommendation. But I think this is, I can't really complain too much. Pretty solid.
Well, this is it. This is all the 10 entries that we get this month.
Amazing. I'm blown away that so many people got involved, and there's such a variety of different stuff as well. Nice. I think if I had to pick favorites,
go ahead.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, I think bottom left is a banger. Stands out for me. Second from the top on the left, the Harkonnen tactical bomber. I'm a fan. Second from the top on the right, the Atreides Hawk.
Sorry, this one. Right.
And yeah, that one. And the one below it, I think we talked about how they kind of did a nice process there, design, showing it with the Harkonnen character and then showing it in the scene. That's very nice. And then top right, that really stands out as well. Just great presentation, great design, really fits with the Lynchian aesthetic. It's kind of awkward, strange, clockwork mixed with high tech. I have a lot of time for this one. I love the whole project is just nicely laid out, and yeah, well done. I think good stuff.
Cool. So this is your favorite one, if I understand it correctly.
I'm erring towards the top right and the bottom left, with these ones on the center as kind of bees, and bottom right as well. So the bottom left and top right, I'm going to give an A, and then I'm going to give B's to Bomber, Hawkbird, and the Fade Rouser car, and the one below it, the kind of
this one.
I read them as two. Yeah, I think that almost feels like it's gonna be a B when the project has been taken on a bit further. It's kind of like there's some nice threads there that need to just be tied up a bit. The bottom right, it feels complete more or less, apart from, like I say, a big rendering of it shooting the sandworm in the eyes. But that's good stuff too. But I think, yeah, if I had to absolute favorites, bottom left, top right, those are my stars. But everyone did great. I mean, well done, everyone's taking the time and putting some pens to paper or whatever.
It was like a hard team, I guess, right? Dune is not easy to take.
I think it's a tricky one. I mean, what do you do apart from the kind of what's already there? It's hard to come up with something completely new, and I think it was a difficult challenge.
Yeah.
Interesting to see AI starting to be used. I mean, like I say, the kind of beetle-shaped one technically is It looks lush. I just think it's a bit lazy to write all of the captions with AI, and they're all full of mistakes and stuff. It's, you know, if you're going to use AI, which I guess people are, that doesn't give you an excuse not to, you know, present it well and kind of show the sketches and stuff. So yeah, kind of, I don't know. It's hard to. It feels a bit kind of cynical, that one. Yeah, the bottom left and top right are really standout pieces for me. They prove you don't need AI at all. You just use your imagination.
Yeah, totally. Well, thanks a lot, Alex. I find it a really cool challenge, hard one for sure, but I think everyone here got like some pretty cool and honest feedback from you, which I think people should use it. It's nice to say to everyone to not take personally. This is nothing related. Just Alex is just looking to your work and evaluating with all respect. And on our side here, we are always trying to be coherent on the evaluation and selection and fair to everyone. Okay, so don't take it personally.
And well done to everyone. I think, you know,
True. Well done, guys.
it's not easy to come up with ideas and follow them through like this. So I think you've all shown that you can do that, and I think that's cool. Well done.
Well, so this is then for the entry review here from April 2026. I'd like to thank you again, Alex. Thank you for all. We took it in 1 hour, mostly. I think it took like 1 hour to see them all and to dive deep in each entry and have a feedback from a specialist. So thanks again. Thanks a lot.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I really had a great time. Thanks very much.